That's crazy. Now, as you can see, for the 2017 MacBook Pro, 8 gigabyte, 120 gigabyte SSD, internal. Um, it's crazy. This is part of a basketball game. Uh, couldn't use the Final Cut Pro or the iMovie because they're saying the file is too big. There's not enough space. So right now I'm just using Filmora. And this is where we're at. It's 15% rendering, and that's about it. I have a 16 gigabyte M1 MacBook Pro, 256 gigabytes of RAM, SSD. It's having the same problem. Space is already chewed up. I have to go purchase a 2 terabyte SSD and configure the files to go to the SSD external, or I have the same problem. Yeah, I'll give you a very here. This is what I'll show you. Okay, about this Mac. That if it open up. Okay. Storage. See, my Macintosh storage is down to 12.8 gigabytes because I'm trying to process this footage. And I can't do it through iMovie or Final Cut Pro. Okay, now I'm gonna hit manage. Alright. Review files. Okay. Now, Final Cut Pro library. 47 gigabytes. Alright. This is now watch me. I'm gonna delete this. Try and speed up the process a little bit. Alright. Now I'm going to my trash bin. Empty the trash. Okay, now. See? 13. It's going up. It's 120 gigabytes available. 120 gigabyte SSD internally. I'm only working with 13 gigabytes right now, so can't use Final Cut Pro. Can't use iMovie because the files on the hard drive, the main files are outweighing the system files. So as I said again, I'm processing it through Filmora. It's at 15%. I don't know whenever it's gonna be done. But everybody else already got their footage up, and this is horrible. And I'm having the same problem with the M1 16 gigabyte, 256 gigabyte SSD internal. Same problem. The iMovie and the Final Cut Pro don't want to work because there's no space. Now, this is my Windows computer. It's still rendering. That's Camtasia Studio. That's Sony Vegas. 42%, 29%, 8 gigabyte memory. It's an i5 processor, so whenever it's done, it's done. So I'm looking for a better way. So I can render these video files. As you see, this ain't doing it. It take practically 24 hours to render out a 1 hour video on a 2017 MacBook Pro, the M1 MacBook Pro with the 16 gigabytes of RAM, 256 SSD. That's taking a while. And I'm using a Windows laptop with, I think it's 4 or 8 gigabytes of RAM. With Sony Vegas and Camtasia Studio. And I'm using Filmora on the 2017 MacBook Pro, 8 gigabyte, 120 gigabytes of SSD. That's everything is always filled up to process. Crazy. So if anybody got any solutions on how I can render these files, and what software doesn't take all day. Look at it, 16, look at that, that's 16%. And mind you, this has been on since last night. That's been on since last night. Crazy.